Thanks for staying with us. So one of the news that caught a lot of attention in the past few days was about an interview that was recently conducted. Hafsat Abiola, who is the daughter of the late Chief MKO Abiola, granted an interview where she declared that she was the Director General of Yahaya Bello's campaign team. In addition to that, she also made comparison of her father with her principal, which is Yahaya Bello, concerning how both of them are similar. According to her specifically, she said that she liked the fact that her father never had a godfather and Yahaya Bello too never has a godfather, that he's a man of the people, he believes in unity just like our father. So a lot of comparison were made, and many people obviously had their own reservations about the fact that the person she symbolizes may not have, according to many, do not match the role she's playing, especially because there's a lot of conversation around zoning, where should the presidency go, and all that. Now, as that, like that wasn't enough, then her sister on a different TV program clapped back, saying that it was wrong, it was not her right to compare their father with her principal. Now, people have also reacted that yes, she might have a point, but what exactly did she do it the right way? Could she have put a phone call through? Or she could have had a personal conversation with her. But did that need to come on television? That's a conversation that is worth having, because we run into these kind of things all the time, and it's always good to learn lessons and elicit lessons from these kind of things. So if you have any comments on this, you can call us on 081-270-53687 and 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read the tweets. Okay, so without judging,
possible?
You know, I mean, so let me know your thoughts. When you watched both, what came to mind? Who'd like to go first?
Both. Let me start with the first Hafsat's one. When I read the story, no, I actually heard you read it out. Then I went to read it, and I was like, this is MKO we're talking about. Like, this is the great symbol of democracy. This is someone who, years after the date of the election, has been made Democracy Day. This is not this. There shouldn't be. Don't bring politics into anything that has to do with this man. Let's reserve this icon for who he is. Okay, we know he's not perfect, we know, but let's just leave it. Like, leave him on that pedestal. Let's not rub shoulders. It's like saying, oh, Nnamdi Azikiwe is something. No. I felt it was a very, very weird comparison. And I respect Yahaya Bello for all the good he represents and all the good he's done to people of his state, the peace he has done to people of his state. But I do not believe it is a fair comparison. Everybody should start and campaign on their own merits. There shouldn't be a comparison for your campaign. Campaign as, if you want to campaign for Yahaya Bello, campaign for Yahaya Bello because you believe in him. That comparison of, this is my father represented this man is like my father, it was just, it rubbed
it didn't say well with you. Wrong. Okay, all right. Okay. What are your thoughts?
Okay, my initial thoughts too. I didn't even hear Hafsat until I heard Tundun's response. And I understood where she was coming from. For many Nigerians, he represents, you know, someone who fought for democracy and was willing, well, maybe not willing, but that it cost him his life. We've sat down here with some of his children, and we know how their lives were upturned because of, you know, what he went through and what, you know, the government at the time did to them. So really, I know a lot of people like to compare, and comparison can be good, but in this case, I just feel that it was not the right comparison to this person. Yahaya Bello is a governor, a two-term governor, with a lot of issues from his state. A lot of people are talking of unpaid salaries, you know, so many things. And to compare him, a governor, and what he's done and his failures with what MKO Abiola stands for. You know, MKO Abiola is not just a man of, he's, as you said, he's a symbol of democracy for us right now. Now, when you hear a child of that symbol or the icon or the legacy, you know, someone that comes from there, you can't say much because this is the child of that person. That's the father. Maybe there are some parts that she saw and that she sees that is, that she can compare. And so the part that she compares, where she says he sees the unity, and maybe that is the part that should have been highlighted. But for a lot of us, is you cannot take this whole huge symbol.
And I don't think she did that. In fairness to her, Mariam, she didn't do that. She was very, because I read that article, unless there's something else I didn't read. But what I read was very specific. She said he doesn't have a godfather, just like her father didn't have a godfather, and that he believed in unity. I didn't think she was comparing who MKO stood for to Yahaya completely in totality. And also, doesn't she have a right to be Hafsat without her father? Doesn't she have, because I am the daughter, doesn't she have a right to take a job and that's her father. If I choose to use my father to compare to your own father, it's my choice. Is that not my father?
Yes, she has the right to make that comparison, but we also have the right, because of what he stands and represents, to respond to her and respond to her in the way that we feel. Because, like, there's sometimes YK too comes from that sort of family where there's legacy. And I heard her brother come here one time, and it says lots of people are singing some songs, behaving a certain way, and they want to put that on my father. That's not who my father was. Not just that. My father was so many other things.
Exactly.
So those sort of people, those of you that come from that kind of family, that have that sort of legacy, I feel that you need to be careful to represent your family, your legacy properly. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And I've seen YK display that.
So let us now flip. So we've talked about Hafsat, and we'll still talk about it a bit more. But let's go to Tundun's response. Was that necessary, the way she responded? YK?
I think she did not respond appropriately. Obviously, from that response, that I know how to read meanings into everything.
Yes.
I read meaning that there is fiction.
Yes.
Because this individual, that's her sister. That's her sister she's talking about. I don't know who is her own mother. But obviously, I think that whatever she thinks of Hafsat, she should have kept it to family meeting or made a phone call or something. I don't think it was appropriate. Maybe it's the age I am now. Maybe if I was that age, I would do that. I don't want to cast aspersions. But I'm just thinking that I watched it and I was like, What? Because I didn't watch the program. I think the video went viral because of the content.
I don't.
So I thought the ranting was just...
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll interrogate this further. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing this sister act that we experienced recently with the Abiolas. Now, YK was responding to Tundun's response, and I know you wanted to add something to that. Yes.
So I'm of the opinion that you don't bring your family issues online. You don't bring your family issues on TV. You don't bring your family issues into social media. We can fight ourselves in the house, and we come outside and present ourselves as a united force. I don't think that's the structure in that house. YK, on many occasions on this show, she'll be like, I cannot go to this person. This person did something to my father. I cannot be seen with this person. Even things that might seemingly be profitable financially, she will say, no. This is not what my family represents. And it's not on TV. I'm saying I have seen YK several times distance herself from some things because it does not tally with the values of her heritage. And because of that, I looked at Hafsat can take a job. She's Hafsat. And while people might say, oh, you're not feeding her, you don't know what she's going through, I don't feel any issue with her taking a job. But the moment where she brings the heritage she carries, which is what they paid her for, anyway, part of what they paid her for, because she must be really good, then she begins to water down that heritage, and I'm not in support of that. Now,
why would you say it's watered down? Because she's comparing it to her principal. I mean, why is that watered down?
I just feel,
what if indeed Yahaya Bello does indeed can represent what MKO stood for?
I believe that if the comparison is coming from a neutral person, someone who says, I love Yahaya Bello, and I have seen is demonstrated the democratic beliefs and of MKO Abiola, is a different thing. But when you are appointed as a campaign person and then you're saying this, even it's a disadvantage to the Yahaya Bello's campaign, because now we're not talking about Yahaya Bello, we're talking about the comparison, how it's unfair. Everybody is now, it has taken away from what should be the main deal, which is Yahaya Bello's campaign.
Okay, so my response to her, Tundun, a response. So first of all, yes, I understand how it will come across like these sisters must be fighting or these sisters do not agree. She would have made a call to her. But like I said, usually with families like this, it would require that someone comes out publicly to make a statement. So the only thing that may have been different that I would have advised would be a family, like a media printout or something saying this is what the family has decided or have heard, but do not agree or stand by this. Okay. This is Hafsat's personal decision and personal comparison, but this does not represent...
So an official press release from the family.
Official press release would have been better. But what it came across as is, this is a sister that I don't really dig, you know, we're not really on good terms. And I feel that also adds to what has happened.
So would we say that Tundun crossed her path or say something the elder should have said? So was something you know your father or the elder or the Olori Ebi or the family should have said? You as small Tundun now said that. Is that what we're saying? That she was not in the right place to say that kind of thing against Hafsat?
Not that she's not in the right place. She did not say, it was not respectful.
The right platform.
It was not the right platform. It was not respectful.
Yeah.
I always say that there are different ways where we can show our disagreements without, you know, tearing each other down.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what she did, especially as it wasn't as if Hafsat called her.
Right.
But I understand she was also trying to defend her name, defend her father's name. So I believe that as a family, they should have put out a press release saying this was Hafsat's personal opinion, but as a family, this is not what we stand for.
But there's an angle, YK, there's an angle that we've not talked about, YK. Because, I mean, I've read a few responses to this, and some of the responses I read online was the fact that when we were fighting for this democracy, nobody knew who Tundun was at that time. We saw Hafsat at CNN going around. She was the voice. So she was the voice. She was the person that actually, this name that you're defending today, this Hafsat is the person that actually helped us to bring it up, to continue to live that legacy that we're all celebrating today. We didn't know who you were until you started working in the TV station. Nobody knew who you were. So but the point is, so don't assume or don't make the world seem that Hafsat would desecrate or bring down something she has actually held up for so many years.
Okay, could it be that Tundun doesn't know who her father was and Hafsat does?
No.
I also felt like Tundun was being emotional. You know, the way she said it was an emotional outburst. And I feel that many times, over and over again, we let our emotions
take the better part of us.
Yes, and if you can just calmly, you know, whenever you want to say something and you just take a step back and think and reflect, you might end up not saying what you wanted to say. I feel like the platform was a huge platform, and it is a huge platform, and we must be deliberate. It's like when I'm here, I know what I want to achieve is an impactful platform, and I want to ensure that whatever message I'm pushing, I will be able to stand with it with my full chest all my life. So we mustn't just let it be an emotional outburst. And over and over again, we're talking about MKO Abiola. We're not talking about any ordinary person. We have icons. Fela is an icon.
Yes.
Don't compare Fela to
I'm not
MKO.
comparing. I'm saying in terms of history.
They're not comparable.
He's not.
No, I'm talking about family history.
Yes, we're talking about history, legacy.
I'm just saying,
each individual.
compare him to other people, not Fela.
All right, awesome. So each individual in history has their own place, and at every point in time, let the people that want to become like them live up to that over time.
So I think Hafsat has really paid her dues in politics and governance in the sense that I think she's somebody that, yes, if she says something, yes, we might take it a pinch of salt, auntie, this is a bit much now. You shouldn't be supporting this. You shouldn't be even taking this job in the first place. But we should also try to understand first why she was trying to make that comparison. What has she seen? Now, maybe I agree that she shouldn't have committed that comparison. Yeah, because your father is not who you think. He's not just your daddy. He's a symbol to Nigerians. Yeah, we get that. But the response also... Many just felt it was a bit much.
You know, her father was running for this same office that Yahaya Bello is running for, and what he had to pay, the price he had to pay, I just feel that she shouldn't have made that comparison openly. Yeah. She could have said he stands for unity, he stands for, but to compare him with her dad. But, you know, I disagree with that. I feel that she shouldn't have compared him with what he stood for. That's what her father stood for. But I also understand the part of being a child of someone that the world reveres. The child knows that person from another perspective. He understands that person from another angle. She sees the part that we do not see. For us, MKO Abiola would always just be that symbol of democracy, to the point that he was willing to lay down, you know, that his life was taken away from him, that his whole family became, you know, was just turned around because of what he stood for. But father-child relationship, and I feel that that's why this Yahaya Bello must have asked her to come, because without saying anything that she's the child of this person,
it's heavy in
she
itself.
have said enough.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
also then finally her younger sister's response, I think, would have been better made.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now, so I mean, talking about the emotions, because I know Tokwe talked about the emotions earlier. So whenever we mention MK Abiola now, we have to be mentioning with eggshells, because somebody might just flag, you know, this is not the second, this is the second time.
Yeah.
Somebody else came on her show, said something about her father, and she flipped. So even we can't mention MK Abiola anyhow now, because somebody's going to insult us for while we're talking about her father.
When you're on TV, anything you put online, not even TV, as what we release, they say, "Any loro," like our words are eggs. Once they drop, you can't pick it up again. So we must learn to be more, contain ourselves more, and not just do what we feel like doing, the way we feel like doing it, because we
have to wrap up, yeah. Michael, your final words on this, we have to wrap up.
Because why can't just defend their father like, no.
I will defend my father because I know there was history between them.
Yeah.
That is why I've been very quiet.
Yes.
I've been very, and I'm trying to be circumspect.
We understand that, yes.
So, but personally, I don't think she should have attacked her sister the way she did online.
Family.
Okay, so I think we just, when we want to mention his name, we want to refer to him.
We'll
be
more,
very careful.
Yeah, before.
I don't want anybody talking
this
to me.
one that we say now, we might receive it on.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.